Hello, and welcome to episode 0 of the Geeks and Games Podcast. My name is Alan, and this is my friend Nick.
Hello.
We essentially decided to do this podcast because we had a large group of friends that kept us very occupied.
And now we don't.
Yeah, they all moved away.
Yeah, they all decided they wanted to be adults.
So we're horribly bored. And we figured, why not use our creativity to make another podcast in this totally unsaturated podcast market.
Exactly. And on top of that, we've been talking about it for a while.
That's true.
So, fuck it. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
We didn't say it again. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, so this is explicit. Right. If you haven't guessed already. But anyway.
From you saying, fuck it, oh shit, oh shit.
Fuck.
Yeah. So. Great. Right, so we have a list of a couple of very broad topics that we're supposed
broad
to...
people.
We are actually broad people. So I guess it works.
We got broad shoulders.
Yeah. Broad foreheads.
Whoa, okay. Speak for yourself, buddy.
I see you. It's
anyway.
The Great Plains, man.
So basically the whole purpose of this is we're really in the games and just pop culture in general, as most people are.
Yeah, that's why it's called pop culture.
But we did it before everyone else, so fuck them.
We're hipsters?
Essentially.
Damn.
Well, we don't dress like them, so that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't... You've got the beard going, but you don't have a man bun, so that's okay,
I just need to trim the beard. You're jealous. You can't grow a beard like this.
It's coming in.
Where?
No, I shaved it, but deadass, I'm being serious. It's coming in. Anyway.
Yeah, you're 20 years old.
off topic.
I've had this beard since I was 13.
Okay, well, you're also Italian, so...
I'm not Italian.
You might as well be, because you're like Chewbacca.
I think it's either the German or the Irish. It's
I'm
probably
both
Irish,
of those.
Considering the...
I'm both of those!
Well, you obviously didn't get that gene.
Anyway... So, games and geeks and games, vice versa. It could go either way. We haven't really figured that out yet.
It's a running title.
Yeah.
It's a working title.
Well, this whole entire podcast is a working podcast. We're just kind of experimenting. But, basically, we play video games, we play tabletop games, and we're very, very into anything pop culture.
Yeah.
Star Wars, Harry Potter. We've got a couple friends that are into Star Trek. I like the newer ones.
I've never watched any of it.
They're so good.
I've never seen all the way through anything Star Trek at all.
So Mitchell's
into Star Trek?
Not really. His friend was, and she made him watch all the OG Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
And so he's seen a lot of it. He knows a lot of it. I wouldn't necessarily say he's a fan, but I don't know. I haven't really asked him about it.
I have a lot of respect for William Shatner. And that's maybe a controversial thing to say because I hear he's not a nice person. But, I don't know. He's been on that grind for decades now.
Yeah. But literally anything. Stranger Things.
Some of us even like anime. I don't.
I wouldn't say I like it. I've watched a lot of it. Some of it's forced. Well, okay, I'm going to sound like a basic bitch here, but, Naruto's my shit, and anything other than that is kind of eh.
I thought you liked JoJo's.
See, here's the thing. I can respect JoJo's.
Okay.
Not a huge fan,
all right.
Personally. It's just hard to get into. It's really fucking hard to get into.
I can see that.
It's just too...
Actually, I don't know why I'm saying that. I've never seen it, but I've heard about it.
Yeah, it sounds cool. The thing is I heard it only picks up after, part 3 or something like that.
I don't know. My friend Dave...
And you have to trudge through part 1. It's so
he's
boring.
He's been telling me about it, and yeah, that's pretty fair. He says that he thinks part 3 was sort of where it picked up.
Yeah. So it's you got to push through the first 2 parts, and it's I don't want to waste my time doing that because I'm not going to pay attention. Because if I don't like something, I don't pay attention to it. That's just how I am.
Yeah.
And so that's probably why never mind. Anyway.
You have, like, ADD, so...
I don't know, man. It's just JoJo's is something else on its own. I liked the original Death Note. That was interesting.
I've never watched it.
That one wasn't bad. And I got into Bleach for like 2 seconds, and then I think that's pretty much it, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not a huge anime person. It's just not my thing. I guess you could technically, in the most technical sense, Pokemon is an anime.
Pokemon, I guess, is an anime.
So I guess Pokemon and Naruto. But I mean, I don't know, other than that...
I do like Pokemon.
I like the games.
The games are cool.
I know the show's good, too.
The games...
The old show. Oh, God. Have you seen the new region?
Which new region?
Alola or whatever?
Oh, yeah, that one? Yeah. That's the newest one still?
Yeah.
Okay, because, like, I stopped... Like, I barely know anything after, like... Like, which one came first? Like, Black and White or X and Y?
For what, the show?
Just in general? Which came first?
No.
No, which came first? Like, of the
two?
two?
Out of those two. Black and White.
Then that's where my knowledge ends.
Same. I played all of them up to Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, I played, and then I played the remake of Gold and Silver, like Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Yeah.
That was really good.
I also played, well, I mean, that's technically after Black, and I did jump into X. X was pretty good.
Really?
I beat it in a day.
Wow. On that grind.
Yeah, I caught, I think the legendary's name was Xerneas or something like that, and I caught it with a Pokeball, and I was so hyped, I was like, holy shit, and then I went to go save, and I accidentally clicked the power button, and on the DS, once you click the power button, there ain't no backing down, and I haven't touched it since then. Because I didn't save, because I forgot.
Tragic.
Yeah, tragic is a understatement.
But, yeah, I love how... We wrote down these topics to not get off track, and now probably for the past 5 or 10 minutes we've been just talking
Whoa. Well, first topic was games. We're talking about games.
We talked about anime for like... We don't even like anime according to us, and we talked about it for like 5 minutes.
But it led into games, so we're good. It's solid. That was just the transition.
All right. So, games in general, I guess. What are some of our favorite games?
Well, I have a BioShock tattoo, so that's definitely up there.
That's, Yeah.
They're fucking amazing, dude. Well, aside from the second one. The second one was mediocre. But the first one in Infinite.
A lot of people love the second one.
I know. I don't know. There's something about
Controversial opinion.
I think it was I played so much of the first one, and somebody was like, no, you got to play the second one. I was like, okay, and I switched over, and I think they changed the controls, or something was weird about it, where it was, like, super stupid to be, like, nitpicky about.
Right.
But I was, and since then, I just haven't really liked it.
I honestly didn't play much of the first two, I'll be honest. I loved Infinite, though.
Infinite was great.
Like, I don't know, I feel like some people that I knew at least, they hated on that, too.
How?
Because it was different.
Because it's a linear storytelling game, and most people play multiplayer now?
Because, well, it was just different from the first two.
But that's... I don't know. I guess.
I mean, like, if you think about it, like, concept-wise, or rather setting-wise, it was literally the opposite of the first two.
But that's the greatest part.
I agree. I loved Columbia.
And, I mean, fuck off. Like, the DLC goes back to Rapture.
Yeah.
A lot of people that I talked to that didn't like Infinite didn't like it because the story confused them. And I think that's a stupid reason to not like something.
I can agree that the story can definitely confuse people.
I mean, yeah, I had to personally, like, after I finished playing it, I watched a video to explain it.
Oh, really?
But yeah, because, like, I think I was, like, something was going on when I was finishing the game, and I kind of wasn't really paying attention. Like, I got the general gist, but there was a few holes in the plot that I didn't, like, get at first, and then I watched the video and everything kind of came together. But... I don't know. Like, I love that game. I love that series.
I like the way they portrayed the butterfly effect and, like, diverging timelines.
Yes.
And, like, the very end was the trippiest thing.
It was great. I loved it.
It was pretty fantastic.
It's like, I don't know. I feel like people hate change a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
is like a big example is like with Halo. People shit on Halo 5.
Yeah.
Campaign is absolutely forgettable. It's not that great. But the multiplayer, going from Halo 4 to Halo 5, the multiplayer was really good.
You know, the multiplayer in Halo 4 was just so weird, I think.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what was the Halo before that? It was Halo Reach, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
God, that was such a good game.
I love Reach so much. It's one of my
The story
favorites.
was good. The multiplayer was by far, like...
It was awesome.
Amazing. It was so
people
fucking
even
good.
hate on that game. I feel like...
Okay, but I can see the hate train for that game. Because it's still diverged a lot from what Halo 1 Combat Evolved all the way up into Halo 3 did.
Right.
Because a lot, from Combat Evolved to Halo 3, they're all very, very similar games.
Right. Well, then why didn't people hate on, like, ODST?
I don't... Oddly enough, I feel like a lot of people just didn't even play it.
It is so fantastic.
Oh no, I love that game.
Like
it's one of my favorites, especially with taking the perspective away from being this like OP ass super soldier
you're
to
like
being a
ultra, and you're like the best of them too. Like you're the best of the best of the best's best.
Yeah. Putting you all the way down to being an ODST in a city alone.
Granted, ODSTs are so much more skilled than a normal Marine, and Marines are so much more skilled than the normal soldier.
Yeah, but they're still very, very underwhelming as compared to Master Chief.
They're not Spartans.
Yeah.
They can almost do a lot of what Spartans can do, though.
Well, that's a lot of
Except instead of using their 90-pound biceps, they use their wits and cunning. They're like rogues instead of
that's why
warriors.
I'm pretty sure... I don't know a whole lot of, like, Halo backstory because I kind of fell out of it, but I'm pretty sure that's a big reason why Buck got thrown into the Spartan 4 program?
Or was it a... I'm not actually
I think it's
sure.
4. I'm
you
pretty
would know
sure
more
he's a Spartan 4.
Actually, you just said that the Halo 5 campaign's forgettable. So
Very.
I didn't play it, so you would know better, but you probably forgot it.
I know.
So,
I remember bits and pieces.
A lot of the reason why he did was because, a lot of his team either were killed or defected.
Well, I know was it Mickey that
I think it was
defected
Mickey.
and then ended up killing Dutch?
Probably.
Something like that?
And then the rookie got shot in the head.
Yeah.
I don't remember why or how, but the rookie got shot.
I'm pretty sure Romeo is still alive for a little bit, and he died from something else, completely separate from that situation.
I have no idea, but then he didn't really want to do it, but they sort of pushed him to do it.
Yeah.
know? And so...
I don't know. I don't know. Once we kind of have... We're planning on bringing guests on here. Probably not too frequently because we don't have the time or really a whole lot of people.
Most of the guests will be from the friend group that we mentioned at the beginning.
Yeah.
That now is gone. So
a lot of us have been friends for a very long time.
Yeah.
Me and Alan met when we were in middle school, and we have graduated high school now. So, but Richard, one of our friends that we've known for a long time, he's very, very well versed in the Halo lore.
Steeped, man. Steeped in Halo lore.
So that'll be when everyone can indulge in Halo lore. But enough about Halo. We've got new games that have come out.
We do have new games.
We have a lot of... Dude,
there's a lot.
November was jam-packed.
October and November were kind of crazy.
Yeah, they were. I mean, shit, we got Mario Party in the beginning of October, I believe. And then we got Red Dead, the new Pokemon, Fallout. And I mean, just with that's a lot of time to put into all the new games that have come out.
Oh yeah, Red Dead. So what do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about Red Dead first.
Okay.
Because you're the one that's played more Fallout than me. Like I've.
So, I hate to jump on to like blind hype trains. Like it's not something I do. I play the game before I talk shit or sing praises. And I have to say, not only did Red Dead deliver, it was beyond my wildest expectation. And I played the original.
That's a a couple people I've talked to actually haven't even played the original.
Really?
Yeah, Devin hasn't.
Dude, I got so excited the first time we saw John Marston.
Yeah.
We had to rescue
You
him
know,
off
it's
of-
funny. I don't know why I came in with this. I think I know why. The trailers didn't show a whole lot of John, and I was expecting the game to not show a whole lot of John based
Right.
off of that. Oddly enough, like, I ended up really, really liking Arthur more than John.
Yeah.
He's just a more likable guy. John's very arrogant in his younger years, which is expected.
He thinks with his gun.
Yeah, and it isn't until like late Red Dead 2 and like in Red Dead Redemption where John actually starts to grow the fuck up and become a pretty decent guy.
I mean, that was Abigail's huge issue with him. He wouldn't grow up. He kept, which I'll save that complaint because we're just talking about it generally right now. But I have some complaints about the epilogue, about Abigail in particular. But it's just in general, like Arthur Morgan. Arthur Morgan was such a surprisingly well-made, well-fleshed out, great character.
My only complaint with Arthur is sometimes his voice actor, like, just I feel like doesn't fit the character.
You think so?
And it's in very like specific situations, like especially in the beginning of the game. Later on, I guess I just kind of got used to it, but I don't know. There's something about his voice I don't feel like. I don't know. It's weird, but Arthur was cool. I liked him a lot. The game is fucking insanely detailed. Like, just everything about it. But there becomes like a problem with that, where like, did they go too far with that?
I would agree with someone if they had the complaint that there was too much to do.
Yeah.
Because there really is. Like, even if you don't take into consideration any of the missions, any of the side quests, that like even the random strangers, the legendary animals, the gunslinger cards, the cigarette cards,
Yeah, right.
It was just so insanely detailed.
Like, if they just took out a couple things, I honestly probably wouldn't even complain. Because there's a lot that I haven't even touched in that game.
Right.
And there's like... And I haven't gotten that far into it, mostly because when I stopped playing, a big reason I stopped playing is because I knew how the game went.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like, it's a story-driven game. At that point, I'm like, well, what the fuck's the point of playing the story if I already know everything that happens? And Fallout had came out,
right.
The beta, and so I was playing that.
Yeah.
So I haven't honestly touched Red Dead in a little bit. But I mean, I did a lot of the story, and from the hours that I have put into it, I didn't go hunting once outside the missions. Mm-hmm. That's a lie. I hunted the legendary bear after, but that's it. I haven't gone fishing outside the missions. Mm-hmm. I haven't played any games outside, like poker or anything like that outside the missions. I mean, like, I guess you could say that's just a personal thing. But I don't know, like, I feel like there's just way too much to do with all the games that are also coming out.
Right.
I don't have time to put all my time in the Red Dead.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wouldn't complain if there was a little bit less to do.
I mean, I hunted like twice outside of missions to sustain myself. Because if you hunt and cook meat, like, it's the best way to recharge your cores.
Yeah, that's true.
But you could also just buy the meat if you have enough money. Which by like the mid game, I have enough money.
Devin was so mad about that. By epilogue, he's like, I don't have any of my money. he was pissed because he had like
John
a
probably
good amount of fucking
spent
money.
It.
Well, no. Spoiler alert. If you haven't finished Red Dead, I'm gonna spoil the ending.
Clear spoiler. This is a spoiler. If you don't want Red Dead Redemption 2 to be spoiled, please skip to...
No, just mute it. Just mute it for like...
Go away, man.
Just 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds.
We don't want you here. I'm kidding. I love you.
So no, when Arthur dies, you lose like all his money's gone.
Yeah, all his money's gone, and all of his stuff in his satchel too. Because
but once you're done, you get his satchel back. It's just it doesn't have his stuff in it.
Yeah, exactly.
But once you once Dutch kills fucking what's his face, he leaves and he leaves all the money and gold in there. So you end up getting like a good chunk of money.
Oh really?
Yeah. But yeah, so. Fallout.
Wait, can I voice my complaint about Abigail real quick?
Yeah.
So in the epilogue, Abigail is so, like, pro John being a pussy that it just makes me sad. Like, whenever he does something, when he scared off those, like, hired guns, she got pissed at him then. And then when he went off to get the cattle back, she got pissed at him for shooting people. And then when they were attacked, she got pissed at him for retaliating. What is he supposed to do? Die? What is he supposed to do?
Well, I mean, he does eventually.
Well, that's not exactly...
By the government.
It's not his
fault. That was a fat rip. That ending, oof. I don't want to talk about that ending. He
pushed open the barn doors, and then it went into Deadeye mode, and I was like, oh, it's over.
It's done, bro.
So, you know what I did? I went, and the first two people that I put the markers on were those two fucking government agents, like the main ones that talked. And, like, you know, the shorter, fatter one with the bowler hat? Yeah. I fucking took that hat off his head, and I domed him.
Nice.
But... I don't think it was canon though. Like it didn't carry over, but I felt good that I shot it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Red Dead, I'll get back into it. I'll finish it. But in the meantime, I still have Fallout. I still have Pokemon to finish. I mean,
you know,
Pokemon, I'm blazing through that. I'm going to. I'm already I've already beat the first gym. It came out last night.
You know, you were all in all, you were able to be red, you were able to be dead. And you were able to redeem yourself. So I'd give Red Dead Redemption 10 horses out of 10.
I give Red Dead Redemption 10 camel humps out of 4.
We'll talk about that later. But right. So what do you want to do? You want to do Pokemon next? Or?
No. Well, I mean,
if you want to go off about Pokemon.
No, because no, fuck it. Okay.
Go on. Disclaimer.
So it's a remake. First of all,
it is.
Yeah, it's a remake of Red. It's the first game. Yeah, which, you know, a lot of people also complained about, but Game Freak and Nintendo came out and said that this isn't going to be like the Switch's mainline Pokemon game. They're still working on it.
I'm hoping they'll have several in the future.
Of course. Years. No, but I mean like for now.
Right.
And they're still working on it, but in the meantime, they came out with this. It's awesome because you can transfer your Pokemon Go Pokemon into Pokemon Let's Go, and I thought that was a really cool feature because Pokemon Go has been out for a long time now, and so you know, I've got a lot of fucking Pokemon on there. I fell out of it like for a little bit, but then when Let's Go got announced, I jumped back in.
Let's just jump into it.
But it's a remake. A lot of people were also complaining that you don't battle the Pokemon in the wild, and you can also see them in the tall grass. Honestly, I don't mind that because I've always been someone that goes for the completion of the Pokedex rather than beefing up the shit out of my Pokemon and just. I never farmed for the most powerful Pokemon or anything like that. I've always just liked completing the Pokedex, and I feel like this caters towards my playstyle a little bit more. There's still battles in there. You could battle other trainers and stuff with the Pokemon you catch, but I don't know. I'm just like I really like completing the Pokedex, so it makes that way easier. And the catching system for the Pokemon in the wild is just like the Pokemon Go system. Okay. It's also 2-player couch co-op, which doesn't fucking happen anymore, so that's cool. And then the Pokeball Plus is pretty neat because it's a Joy-Con that works with the game, and you can also use it as the like Pokemon Go Plus. So if it's in your pocket, you could spin Pokestops and catch Pokemon with it without having your phone in your hand. But yeah, I've already gotten to the first gym. The game's freaking gorgeous because the 3DS doesn't do the 3D Pokemon games justice at all.
Really?
I don't like them. I think they look ridiculous because they're still kind of like, they're low res.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It don't look right. But this new one, like, it's beautiful.
I mean,
like,
even the Switch it's not like horribly high res, is it?
Oh no, but it still looks way better.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I'm just enjoying the hell out of it so far. It's a Pokemon game. I love Pokemon, so I would almost wish that they have animated the Pokemon the same way in Pikachu, the Pikachu movie that's coming out.
Oh, you mean the live action one?
Yeah.
You're not looking forward to it?
You know, it has potential, I guess.
Why is Ryan Reynolds? I know why Ryan Reynolds is voicing it.
Because it's Ryan Reynolds.
But why?
I don't know. Because every time I hear his voice, I just think of Deadpool.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could have gotten anybody else to do that.
I'm Ryan Reynolds. I'm self-referential. I can break the fourth wall. That's it. I mean,
he's summed up his acting career.
He's a great guy. Like, he's a really good actor, but
I love Ryan Reynolds.
That's a shtick.
I love Ryan Reynolds. I just don't feel like he fits Pikachu.
I don't either.
Like, it doesn't sound right, doesn't look right. It's just, I don't know. It's just not right. It's not okay. But aside from that, Fallout.
Let's just jump into it.
You've gotten further into it than I have, so.
Hold on, I'm writing an important note to give to the corporate overlords of Hollywood.
Ryan Reynolds is not a good Pikachu. Did you spell Pikachu right? Sure. We'll go with that. I can't read your handwriting.
Is there a C in there? Like, not the end, obviously. There's one at the end, but...
Then no.
It's like Pikachu.
Yeah. Now you're making me question myself.
No, that's it. We're okay. Right, so Fallout 76. Oh, Reclamation Day was just a few days ago at the time of this recording. And I played the stress test for 15 minutes because I actually came over to Nick's house afterwards because we were having a barbecue. You're welcome for leaving that, by the way.
Oh, as if you didn't have like 5 more days.
Yeah, and then I played all of the betas. I'm currently level 28, and I understand that's nothing.
Well, the game just came out.
One of my friends.
You're so wait, hold on. You're lucky that they carried over the beta stuff.
I agree.
I honestly didn't think they were going to.
No, they said they were from the beginning, but I appreciate it. Or else it would have been a lot of repetition.
Yeah.
Like a lot. But my friend Dave's friend, he knows someone who's already level 68 and has full XO1 power armor.
Ew.
Yeah. Like, they spend too much time, man.
No kidding.
But, yeah. I understand. There is so much hate for this game. It was hate bombed on Metacritic. It got like a 2.3. It was hate bombed by mostly, it was the user reviews. I actually didn't look at the critic reviews because I don't really look at reviews in the first place. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm the kind of guy that plays the game and I make my own review for it, and that's how I feel about it. I rarely let other people sort of impose their feelings about a game on me.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I played all of the beta days, and now I'm playing the game. It's exactly the same thing. It's still pretty buggy. I will say that. I don't personally run into that many bugs. But it's buggy. And
what are you playing on, though?
I'm playing on Xbox One.
Like a...
Xbox One S.
Okay.
But I have several little subtopics that I could talk about. One is the story, and there are actually multiple main storylines. You know, it's fragmented into different places. You can go find different quests, and following the Overseer's journey, that you're like at the very beginning, you get that holotape where you're supposed to follow the Overseer's journey. That becomes a side quest. Like, it actually moves. If it even was in the main quest to begin with, I'm not actually sure. I didn't look, but it's in the side quests after a while.
Oh.
And your main quests become.
Isn't it like taking out the Scorchers? Isn't that a big one?
Yeah, a lot of it is finding out why the Scorched exist, because obviously we've never seen those before anywhere else. So it's it's localized.
Well, it's from those flying ass, fucking terrifying Scorch monsters.
There are fissures around the map where like it's leaking this weird stuff, and I assume that's where it comes from. But so visually, the game is beautiful. It's basically it's Fallout 4's engine, but they fixed a lot of lighting stuff.
Yeah.
So it actually looks good. Lighting is everything, children. Let me tell you that. Lighting is the difference between you looking horrible and you looking slightly less horrible.
Just take note from Watch Dogs.
Yeah, exactly. But so it's beautiful. The creatures are diverse. I was talking to you about this, but like there are different sections of the map. Obviously, you know, it's denoted on the map, the different colored land.
Mm-hmm.
And in different sections, you'll find different things. So, like, in sort of the industrial area, like the mining, like in the south, you'll find like mole miners.
Oh, okay.
They're these little hunched over mutant people. Some of them punch you in the face. Some of them shoot you in the face. It's pretty basic, but it's really cool. Scorched are everywhere, because they are. This like mire swamp area it's on the right. It's like the entire right side of the map almost.
Oh yeah.
That has so far been the most diverse that I've seen. So, not only do you have the Scorched, and you have like rad roaches and such, especially inside of bunkers. There's a lot of bunkers on that side, by the way. So you have a whole bunch of irradiated swamp creatures. So you have like the rad toad. It's a toad. You have these things called stranglers that I actually haven't encountered yet, but it's part of a quest that I'm doing right now.
Gotcha.
A disproportionate amount of deathclaws. Those are scary, by the way. Even scarier.
Are they like
even
Fallout
scarier
4?
than 4. They're worse.
Really?
Especially at the beginning.
They're like New Vegas.
They will kill you.
Yeah, New Vegas.
There's this place called Deathclaw Island, and my friend Dave and I, we were like low level, like under level 20, and we went to it and we were like, I wonder if there's a Deathclaw on here, and so we went on. There was a Deathclaw on there, so I jumped back over the river, and I turned around with my sniper because I'm doing a marksman build. I turned around with my sniper and I start taking shots at it. It's taking down its health by like that much at a time. A very small amount for those listening. And so it goes up to my friend Dave, and it does one of those like bear hug attacks, that it does? It just brings its claws out and brings him in. One hit.
Shit.
He didn't even go down. He was just dead. Like, you usually go down and your friends can stim pack you. No chance. He was dead.
Good luck getting your junk back.
We killed it with grenades.
Oh, okay.
And it actually, Deathclaws, unlike the previous games, Deathclaws drop some really good stuff.
Huh.
Like, we're getting this, like, weird black metal stuff. And, obviously Deathclaw hands and stuff, Deathclaw meat.
Yeah, right.
And that's another thing that I'm going to touch on. But food, so important. And Deathclaw meat's really good. Deathclaw eggs, you can make, Deathclaw omelet.
Oh, yeah. People who haven't had Deathclaw omelets just haven't fucking lived,
People who have had a Deathclaw omelet had to have lived through
too much.
Some serious business. So,
oh my god!
It's very nutritious.
I just got an idea.
What's up?
All right, we build a base, and our base is gonna be a diner.
Okay.
And we're gonna serve Deathclaw meats. It's gonna be great. It'll be a hit because nobody's gonna want to go fuck around, and we'll put it in the starting area. So then all the noobs aren't gonna want to go fuck around with the Deathclaw.
Right.
But they can still get, all their Deathclaw needs,
I mean, all the noobs will also have, like, -4 caps. How are they going to pass?
Anyway.
we only serve above level 5, because if you try and dine and dash, oh boy.
You're fucked.
You are not getting
we gotta have a dude in power armor as our bouncer.
I'm going to be in power armor anyway.
No, you'll be in the kitchen.
Why would I be the one in the kitchen?
Because you gotta cook up the Deathclaw meats.
Why can't you cook up the Deathclaw meats?
We'll put someone in the kitchen.
It'll be Devin.
Yeah, we'll put... Devin, if you're listening, I love you. But we'll put Devin in the kitchen.
We both love Devin. Devin's a great friend of ours. Right, so, one thing I really wanted to tell you about in the mire, besides Mirelurks, which there are a lot of. Oh, dude, the Mirelurk Kings are even harder than before. There was a level 31 that I was facing down. It just almost killed me, and I was in my power armor. Because my ski sword broke. There's this ski sword that I use, and it's
the Bone Zone.
It's not like the Bone Zone.
The Bone Zone.
It didn't snap in half on the first hit. We need to play For the King again, but
yeah.
So, like, I was whacking at it, and it busted, and I'm like, oh, well, this was doing the most damage out of anything. So I just started throwing grenades at my feet and running, and that didn't work. So I just had to turn around and shotgun it until it died. And, wow, it's just, and especially with the system where for some reason, sometimes when you get hit, you just stop moving.
Dude, oh my fucking God.
That is the worst.
Do not get me started on that.
That is the
I have
absolute
almost
worst.
died from that like 7 fucking times.
And it's only melee. Like, when someone melees you, you just stop moving for some reason.
It pisses me off.
As if somebody in full power armor can be stopped by a ghoul punching them in the back.
Yeah, it's frustrating, to say the least.
I guess that's one of the gripes I have with that game. That in particular, that's pretty nitpicky.
I don't know. It's a
giant. Oh no, actually, before I say that, Wendigos.
That's a thing?
Yeah, they're like these
Those
weird.
Those are folklore, though. That wouldn't fall under. But that wouldn't fall under like the Mothman, would it?
No, they're not the same. Like, they're not in the same like
category.
They're both from folklore.
Right, no, but I'm saying, like, you've got your Mothman, and then you've got, like, the Scorcher dragon thing, and then you've got, like, other,
the
like...
Flatwoods monster.
Yeah, and stuff like that. It doesn't fall under that. It's just kind of like a regular enemy type.
I mean, sort of. They're really tough.
Oh, okay, so you'd compare them more to, like, the Deathclaw side of...
They are probably, like, the interim between any normal monster and the Deathclaw.
Okay.
So, like, and that's not to say that, like, they're easy. A lot of stuff can kill you really easily in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the mire that I'm talking about. Wendigos, they're like this weird... They're humanoids, but they have these weird, like, gangly arms and legs, and they, like, come at you, and they, like, scream, and it does something weird.
Yeah, they were in a game called Until Dawn. It was a PS4 exclusive.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty good. It was like it was a quick time event type of game. But it was still fun.
Right. So there's those. I had to contend with those. Giant hermit crabs. That is what I've been wanting to tell you about. You know what their shells are?
What?
The back half of vans.
Oh.
Like full-sized vans.
So like the hippie, like, Volkswagen style?
No, the bigger ones.
What do you...
Like the big, like, 3-door per side sort of van, you know,
like a minivan.
No, it's a full van. It's like a full size van. They use the entire back half of it.
Oh shit! I see what you're saying.
They're huge, like, and they're just hermit crabs. Like, they just look like hermit crabs, but they're like 10 times your size.
That's terrible.
Like, I'm chilling in power armor. This thing has like 2 feet on me still.
Oh God.
And what was funny was I was on an interstate running down, and on my screen, like, the marker popped up and the health bar popped up, and I was like, giant hermit crab. Okay, well, where is it? Because my reticle was red, but I didn't see it.
Fucking Skyrim in a nutshell.
exactly. But my reticle was red, but I couldn't see it. So I walked up and I stood next to this like busted up vehicle.
And it was the busted up vehicle. When I saw the van turning around, I was like, well, this is going to be a fun time, isn't it? Oh, boy.
And it turned around and it came out, and its giant claw that I swear was as big as me started like chopping at me. And I took out my shotgun and I just repeatedly blasted it in the face.
Oh, God.
Let me tell you, another gripe I have specifically, shotguns in particular have the lowest durability that I've ever seen.
So here's the thing. You can only repair them at workbenches, right?
Yeah.
So in New Vegas, if you had a duplicate of the weapon, you can repair...
Right.
I wish they had that. It takes away from the survival aspect of it, but it's so fucking convenient. Convenient.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I mean...
But see, I've never been, like, huge into survival games.
Really?
Like, they're fun. But, like, when DayZ came out, I wasn't a huge fan of it. Rust, wasn't a huge fan of that either.
Right.
It's just, like, I don't know. They're fun to play, but, like, I don't know. They're just not really my thing.
I don't mind survival games. I mean, one of the first video games I ever played was, like, Minecraft. And that's a survival game.
In the most technical sense.
In the most basic sense.
Like, I don't know. Minecraft's fun. I like Minecraft. But, I don't know. Well, now that I think about it, I was way more into the creative mode.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really a builder.
I prefer the creative mode.
I like surviving. But, back to Fallout. So, do I have any major gripes with this game? Is my question. I don't think I do. I think I like the story so far.
That's a great band.
I knew you'd say that. I don't not like that band, but I don't care.
Yeah, well, it's not your style of music.
Exactly.
As we're surrounded by that genre of music. Banners.
So I like the plot as of now.
That's a great band. I'm fucking with you.
Band. It's like
that's gonna be a band in the next 5 years. I guarantee it.
It's like Pacific.
Almost Atlantic.
Almost Atlantic. I enjoy the gameplay because I enjoyed Fallout 4's gameplay, and it's almost the same. The co-op is so good, and I know people are going to hate that. Because some people hate the co-op. Some people think that it sucks. And that their system sucks. The game's
just not fun without it.
It's a lot harder than any other Fallout without it.
Well, yeah, because they don't compensate for single...
Yeah.
Because, like, you get thrown into a lobby with more people. It's not like Borderlands, where you're in your own game and then someone can join you. You're in a lobby, right. Like a server, with a bunch of people. So it can't compensate for, okay, this is one guy. We're gonna lessen the enemies, or we're gonna take them down to his level. I'm playing by myself. I'm level 10, and I open a door and the loading screen pops up, and I hear the audio, and I'm like, okay, I'm probably gonna die in this building because it's meant to be for more than one person.
My suggestion, honestly, spec into melee at the beginning and just get a high damaging melee weapon and start power attacking.
That's like I mean, especially like beginning game, it's ammo is not abundant.
I found ammo a lot easier. I don't know, it might just be like you might be looking in the wrong place. I think I have a perk. Now I think about it, find more ammo.
Yeah. But another game I completely forgot that came out very recently that I've been playing a lot. Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah. I am completely done with that game.
So, here's the thing. I've bought. Yes.
Purchased. You bought.
I've gotten nope, scratch that. I have gotten every Call of Duty since Black Ops.
Even Ghost?
Even Ghost.
Wow.
The only problem is, haven't enjoyed any of them, because it's Call of Duty. That's Black Ops was at the peak of all my friends being online. Mm-hmm. We had this stupid ass clan, And
which one was it?
It was K-Town.
Oh, that's where that's from.
Yeah.
I was always part of, like, 2 Men. I think that's Devon's.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I enjoyed that game more than any other Call of Duty I've played, aside from Modern Warfare 2.
Right.
And now that I'm thinking about it, Modern Warfare 3 came out after Black Ops, so that Black Ops wasn't the last one I enjoyed. Modern Warfare 3 was. I liked Modern Warfare 3. It was great. The Modern Warfare series was fan-fucking-tastic for a first-person shooter.
I liked how it ended.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't.
No, I don't know why. It was great. The whole entire story, all the way from Modern Warfare 1 all the way to 3, fantastic. I didn't like Advanced Warfare. I didn't like World War II. I didn't like
Infinite Warfare?
That's what it's called? Yeah, that one. And then Black Ops 4 came out, and I was like, oh, God, like, here we go. Another...
You didn't even mention Black Ops 3.
I hated that game so much.
Failed
I also hated Black Ops 2 a lot, so that's probably why I forgot.
I like Black Ops.
Oh, fuck, everybody does. I hate that game.
People say that's the last good Call of Duty.
No, that game was trash. Oh my God, I fucking hate Black Ops 2. Anyway, unpopular opinion as fuck, but I absolutely fucking hate that game so much. I can't.
That's the last Call of Duty game I consider a playable game, honestly.
Black Ops 4 got announced, and I was like, oh boy, here we go, another Black Ops. And they're like, boots on the ground. And I was like, okay, it's got something going for it. And then...
It has Black Ops.
It's got boots on the ground.
It's got boots on the ground.
And then they wanted to hop in on the PUBG hype, and they're like, hey, Blackout. And I was like, oof, I don't know. And then they started explaining it. I was like, concept on paper sounds cool. I'm still extremely skeptical. And so I was like, it got closer to launch, and I was like, I'll think about getting it. And then the beta came out, the open beta, and I played Blackout, and I was like, you know, this is fresh. This is actually pretty enjoyable with friends. Mm-hmm. I'll pre-order it, and I'll play Blackout. I don't care about multiplayer. So, game came out. I didn't even hop into Blackout when the game came out because Richard was like, hey, there's a new game mode. It's called Heist. Come play it with me. I was like, okay. So I played that. Turned out to be the CSGO clone.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to play it.
Because that's all he plays CSGO.
And like Pixelmon.
No, he just got back into that.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah. I mean, I'll play it with you. So then I ended up playing the multiplayer, and I played the fuck out of the multiplayer because I was like, me and him kind of got in this little like competition to see who could prestige first, and that's kind of, it took me back to like Black Ops days and stuff, right. Where because all of us were doing that. We're like, oh well, I'm gonna level up faster than you know, and so we ended up doing that, and I got really into Black Ops 4, and I was like, shit, I'm actually really enjoying this game, and so then we were like, hey, let's try out zombies, let's see how that goes, and it's good. It's fun. There was a lot of problems at launch with blue screens and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Treyarch has gotten around to fixing it by now. But I've enjoyed a lot of zombies, a lot of multiplayer, and I've played Blackout twice.
I played Blackout once. No, twice. I won one, and we lost by like one team the other.
I think it's super funny how I pre-ordered the game for Blackout
and
I don't like twice. It. And I don't like it.
Do you not like it?
I don't. I really don't. I don't know.
I mean, it's like PUBG but slightly better.
It's faster paced and it's more it's I don't know,
it's not so clunky.
Yeah, well, it's smoother. It's made by a AAA company, first of all. So, I mean...
Are you giving PUBG a pass?
No. No. I'm talking about
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'm talking about Blackout.
No, I know.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, PUBG at launch was actually really good. And then it just progressed to be shit. Which is why I haven't played it in
then they tried to release
probably
it for
about
console,
a year.
And it was actual legitimate trash.
Well, I mean, when you're releasing a game for console and you haven't even fixed your PC version, what are you doing?
And then they release it for mobile and somehow it's better than both.
Yeah. Tencent Games.
Tencent
Releasing games on mobile better than the PC version.
Tencent Games. Making games for 10 cents.
Tencent Games. Owning everything.
Tencent Games. Suing Epic Games.
I don't remember how that ended.
I don't either.
I think
Who cares?
Yeah, pretty much. Fortnite's trash.
Fortnite is trash.
But yeah, I mean, as far as new games go, it's... speaking of new games, Sony and PS4 pulled out of E3 next year.
They pulled out?
They're not going to be at E3.
Why?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, they're not going to be there.
Do they just not have anything?
That's one of the speculations. They never gave a reason.
I don't know, guys.
It basically got reported by this magazine, and then Sony came out and confirmed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
When was the last time they missed an E3? Have they ever?
I don't think they have.
Ooh.
So, people are speculating that they either don't have anything to show, or they're saving it for... I think they have this thing going called PSX or something along the lines of that.
They should not make an exclusive convention. Let me tell you why I think
it's hard to say because as of right now, I think the PlayStation market's way bigger than the Xbox one.
I still think that Xbox is better in general, though.
Well, you're an Xbox fanboy.
I think that it's just a better system.
I'm not defending PlayStation because I love Xbox. I'm 100% Xbox fanboy. But at the same time, I have 2 friends that actively use an Xbox, and everybody else I know has a PS4.
I'm definitely biased, and also I've never been exposed to the PlayStation market, so
yeah,
you could be totally right.
I haven't been a PlayStation person since the PS2.
Yeah, I love the PS2, dude.
Yeah, it's great.
Battlefront 2 on the PS2. That was my life.
Almost every game on the PS2.
That was my life, was Battlefront on the PS2. What were we talking... Oh, yeah. So, if I can not die from this Chinese food. The sole reason I think that they shouldn't do an exclusive convention is because, like, as soon as you start catering to just your base, there is no room for growth. You won't be able to expand very far. And who's going to go to PSX? Because that's what it is, right? It's a convention or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an event. Who's going to go to it? PS4 fanboys, PlayStation fanboys,
right.
Sony fanboys.
Yes.
Nobody else. Nobody
Correct.
else is going to... You can't expose Xbox gamers to PlayStation. You can't expose... I don't know, newer Nintendo gamers, like newer gamers to PlayStation, because newer gamers aren't going to go to PSX. That's intimidating. Like, it's different than E3. E3 is just it's a convention. It's just a big convention.
Up until a year ago, it was just press. Mm-hmm. The public couldn't even get into E3.
But it's a lot less intimidating. It's everything. It's not just. It might be a little more overwhelming, but it's less intimidating. You can walk in and be like, okay, at least there's something here that I know.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
PSX, if you walk in there and you're not a PlayStation fanboy, you're like, okay, what is all this?
Yeah.
And why? Why am I here? Why did I pay X amount of dollars, There's no reason to for someone, especially I'm on the outside looking in. That's how I see it. I wouldn't go to that because I have no reason to. I don't care enough to get exposed.
But then you got people like me who own both.
Right. Well...
So,
it's
I lean more Xbox, but if I were to go to a PSX, it could convince me to drop Microsoft completely.
But that's a minority.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not arguing that yeah, no, you're right.
So, they're just limiting themselves. Don't half your horsey. That's a chess term that I learned a long time ago, and it's really dumb, but it really works. Don't limit yourself to only a certain set of moves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Also just popped in my mind, Battlefield 5.
I could talk for 3 hours about my disappointment with the Battlefield franchise since 4. Actually, well, no.
Whoa,
4 is fantastic.
Calm down, buddy. Calm down. 4 was trash at launch, and then it became great.
unless you want me to say some stupid shit again, I'll come up flying up over this table. 4 has been a masterpiece ever since it launched. No. I don't care how buggy it was. I don't care if multiplayer made your TV explode.
So bad.
It was fantastic, and I loved it.
So bad at launch. I just thought it was funny because I was like, this game's fucking trash. I'm going to Battlefield 3. And I went back to Battlefield 3 and I was like, God, no, this game is horrible. Like, I was like, I need to go back to Battlefield 4.
And he went back, and then it was fixed.
Yeah.
And then it was great.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest multiplayer experiences, at least in my opinion, ever.
I haven't enjoyed Battlefield since then.
Battlefield 1 was mediocre. It disappointed me because it wasn't Battlefield.
Me too.
You know, notice how I didn't mention Battlefield Hardline? Because it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist to me. It's dead to me.
Fuck.
It does not. It didn't happen. It was canceled in my mind. It was completely canceled.
That game was bad.
So, Hardline doesn't exist. 1 disappointed me. 5 just looks... I don't know. I don't know anymore.
I don't know, man.
It's like I look at it, and I'm like, that's not Battlefield.
It doesn't... Yeah.
It doesn't feel like Battlefield. Like,
it's too flashy.
Even 1 felt
so
like
here's the thing. I feel like... Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because all Battlefield has ever been, aside from, like, Battlefield 7... What was it? 1945?
42.
Or was it 42?
That was one of the original ones, yeah. 1942.
So Battlefield had a futuristic one back when it like first came out.
One.
No, that's not the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
And then they had the Pacific War one.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure after those 2, they went to modern.
Are you talking about like Bad Company?
Like from Bad Company up until 4.
Okay.
They've been doing the same like modern style.
Well, wasn't it just Battlefield
I don't know. I'm not into like the history of Battlefield.
You're not like I'm not an early Battlefield fanboy.
Yeah, so I'm not like 100% sure about all that. But going from doing a lot of modern stuff and then going to World War I and World War II, I feel like they just, I don't know, they need to stay in their lane.
Right.
Because like for the modern shooter, I went to Battlefield. It was amazing.
Right. It was fantastic. It was everything that Call of Duty ever wanted to be.
Yeah.
Battlefield 4, the multiplayer experience, that's what Battlefield is, or Battlefront. No. Now I just can't speak English. That's what Call of Duty has wanted this whole time.
Well, Call of Duty is an arcade shooter, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's well...
No, that's what it is. It's an arcade shooter.
They tried hard to like, edge into that sort of... more realistic feeling. Like in, say, like, I don't know... Black Ops 3 multiplayer, it didn't feel like, besides the fact, it felt more like, it was more like a Titanfall deal.
Why? Because it had wall running?
Yeah.
No. That's not how that works.
It's definitely less realistic.
Well, yeah.
But I'm saying that in, like, terms of popularity and caliber of a multiplayer first-person shooter experience...
Call of Duty's still been on top. Because of its name.
For the wrong reasons.
Okay, but that doesn't change the fact.
Call of Duty is like the Kim Kardashian of games. You only look at it because it's Call of Duty.
Yes.
That's so, like... And I'm not saying that it's built on...
And they're okay with that. You want to know why? Because it gives them the green.
I'm not saying it's built on false pretenses, because Call of Duty used to be awesome. Like, fantastic. Black Ops 1 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yes.
But, like... They've just started putting out these hollow games with, like, Kevin Spacey in them and stuff.
You remember when that article... I still don't know if it was fake or not because I never looked into it. But they said that they were going to update it, take out all the Kevin Spacey, like, scenes and replace them with Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I haven't played the game, so I wouldn't know.
I haven't either. But I don't think they ever did because I'm pretty sure the article was fake.
That'd be pretty awesome.
I also don't think Tom Hanks could play that role. He's just too wholesome, man.
I don't know. Tom Hanks has fit into some odd roles.
He's just too wholesome.
He is very wholesome. I love Tom Hanks.
We all do. He's from Concord.
He's from Concord?
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, our Concord.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so is Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel's from Concord?
Yeah.
You saying that Vin Diesel played D&D less than 20 miles away from us?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Speaking of D&D.
Speaking of... Are we transitioning into that yet?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are we going through with the transition?
Yeah.
Is it time for the surgery?
No. Definitely not. I'm not ready.
what would that even entail? Who knows? Wow, I just made a trans people joke.
Oof.
I support trans people. Let me just get that out of the way. Right. So, smooth transition into D&D. Dungeons and Dragons.
So, basically, our D&D's... the adventure started with me and one of my best friends from preschool.
Should we explain what D&D is?
It's a tabletop role-playing game, pen and paper. You make a character. There's a DM. He creates the story. The players play the story out, and it's essentially one of the greatest games ever made. Not
even like that's for the minority, really, because I think a lot of people know about D&D at this point.
Yeah. Well, it's starting to become really popular too.
It's the quintessential tabletop game.
Yeah.
It's like, and it inspired so many RPGs, like
Fallout,
Skyrim. Bethesda owes its life
to D&D. Anyway, so
right.
Me and Mitchell had talked about D&D a little bit. I don't remember how the conversation came up, but I think I asked him. I was like, because I had seen something on it on like the internet, and I was like, "Hey, have you heard of D&D?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've been interested in playing. It's just I don't know. I haven't really, gotten into it. I haven't looked into it." And I was like, "Oh well, maybe one time we'll do that." Because I think we were busy that day. And then literally like a week later, a week or two, it was like we were sitting around, bored as hell. Maldo was busy, and I was like, "Hey, let's go try D&D." And he's like, "All right." So we went. And 5th edition had been out for about, I think, a year, maybe even less. And so I think we went to Barnes & Noble because we didn't really know about game stores. I think we had gotten into Magic the Gathering before D&D.
Probably.
So the only game store we had was Gamers Guild, and I didn't like that place. We all know why.
Let's not talk shit about Gamers Guild.
We'll have a story about that in another episode.
Maybe, yeah.
So we went to Barnes & Noble because it's fucking Barnes & Noble. It's got everything.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah. It's not Costco, but yeah, I get what you mean.
I want to say we got the Player's Handbook and the Dungeon Master Guide.
You didn't even go for the starter set?
No, because they didn't have it at the time. So I don't think we even knew it existed. Because we were not versed in tabletop RPGs at all.
Right.
And so we brought it back to my house, and my buddy from Novato...
Colin?
Yeah. He was out in the area, so I invited him over. And we had our first homebrew session of D&D, and God, was it terrible. Oh, boy, was it bad. Mitchell was the DM. I was playing a Elf Ranger. I don't even remember its name. And then I don't even remember what Colin was playing. We only played for like an hour. Didn't get anywhere. We fought like 2 goblins and almost died. I thought going prone would be a good idea. So, yeah, it was a bad time. So, next session, Colin had left because he had to go back home, and Maldo was available, so he had come over and we were playing. And we were like, this is fun. We're having a really good time. We need to get more into this. Right. So he had gotten the starter set, and then we brought in you, Bradley, and Jacob. And we started with Lost Mines. Yep. That was an adventure.
It was a shit show.
That was an adventure. And and I think like halfway through Lost Mines, we decided we were gonna pull the plug on it for a little bit, and then start. Oh God, what was the one where we all started in a cave? What's it called?
Out of the Abyss.
Yeah, and that first session was a shit show, and Mitchell was like, "I'm not doing this."
Yeah, he refused.
So then from there, we finished Lost Mines. Took us probably about 6 months, maybe.
Yeah, we were like really playing on and off sometimes.
Yeah. And we had people come and go. Our main group stayed. It was me, you, Maldo, Jacob, and Bradley.
Yeah.
And that's where my first D&D character was born. Her
Mine
name was Norian. She was a drow ranger.
She was a drow?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think originally she was a drow, and I think what had happened was I lost my character sheet, and I thought she was a
wood elf or something?
A wood elf,
yeah.
And so I made her a wood elf, and she was a wood elf from then on out.
I had always wondered why she was like neutral evil or lawful evil or something.
No, she was chaotic good.
Was she?
Yeah.
Which one? Who am I thinking of? Did you ever have an evil character?
No, Mitchell doesn't allow evil.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It just makes things simpler.
You know you're not wrong.
But yeah, no, mine. Mine.
She had quite the personality though. An alcoholic who was very selfish. May have subconsciously based it off someone. Oof.
My character was basically the opposite. His name was Decorum Mortis, and that's Latin for something, like just death or something. I don't know. That was Bradley's idea though. He came because I came in, and I was like, okay, and then he was like, dude, be my brother, and I'm like, okay, and
he always had the most wild ideas.
That spawned a whole mess. But
that spawned a whole mess. That spanned 4 years.
It was like a huge deal. But so he was a paladin. He was an Aasimar, which for those who don't know what that is, they're like half celestial essentially. They have a touch of the upper planes in them. They're like what's the opposite of them again? What are they called? The devil touch. Help me out here, man.
Are you talking about tieflings?
Tieflings, yes. Cannot believe I couldn't think of that. I've never played a tiefling, that's probably why. But they're essentially the opposite of tieflings, and I thought that was pretty cool. And that they would make really good paladins, and it's true, they make great paladins and great clerics. My second character, which is my favorite character, is a cleric, Aasimar, who is the son of my first character, and wow, he's overpowered. But yeah. He was just this do-gooder. His brother was kind of he wasn't a bad guy, but he wasn't a good dude.
Think about Bradley's character.
Yeah. Malum. He was not a good person. And it really rubbed Deco, that's what I called him. He really rubbed Deco the wrong way. All the time. Constantly. Never ceasing. But yeah, that was our first sort of foray into D&D in general, and I think I can speak for both of us when I say we just fell in love with that game.
Absolutely. It's something I never knew I needed.
I know,
it's one of those things.
It's like you have it and you're like, why was this not in my life before?
Yeah, it's definitely something that is going to be with me for the rest of my life.
It's just, it lets you be creative in such a different way than even video games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're acting out your character.
Right, it's like reading a book, but you're in the book.
You're involved.
And you're a character in the book.
Yeah. So, time went by. We did a couple campaigns. But me and Mitchell and Malo had started our sophomore year of high school, and we had kept the same group up until senior year. Mm-hmm. And then we all graduated. Mitchell went to college. Bradley moved to Florida. We're in California, by the way.
Yeah.
Our shit's on fire.
We're in the Bay Area.
The yay area.
The day area. I'm not going to make any more rhymes.
Okay. So, yeah. Bradley moved to Florida. Jacob joined the Navy. So Malo's still around. He just has a job that forces him to work way too much.
7,000 hours a week.
He really honestly doesn't work that many hours. He just has the most inconvenient hours.
That's true.
So our group dwindled, and I took up a role as DM. We brought in Richard. We brought in Bree. And we brought in Michael Bell,
yeah.
And I think
Brady.
That was later on.
Oh, yeah. Well, oh, yeah, I guess
so,
Brady, are you going to start talking about
Curse of Strahd?
Oh, Strahd the first time.
Yeah.
That was also
So now I'm thinking about it. Strahd the first time was actually Mitchell, Bradley, and Jacob, and everyone was still here.
Yeah.
Because we had decided that... Because Mitchell wanted to play. He had never played before.
Right.
Because he was always our DM.
He was always the DM.
So I was like, I'll DM Curse of Strahd. And as a first-time DM, I feel like I didn't do that bad. But at the same time, Curse of Strahd's beefy as fuck for a first DM. It's a super open,
beefy campaign.
It's hard, because if you don't know how to streamline your characters in the way where they don't know they're being streamlined...
Right.
You gotta have experience for it, and I definitely didn't have it. I probably would say, as of now, I could do it better, but not perfect. Especially since I haven't DM'd since our group disbanded. Well, since Brady, left. But we'll get to that. So I did Curse of Strahd. Alton was there, because he drank the mother's milk.
Because he became
it's
paralyzed.
So stupid. It was so stupid. They were like, we need an empty vial.
We need empty vials. He was like, so we had found these 3 vials of liquid, and we didn't know what they did. We couldn't identify them. So Alton, being the bright man that he is, he took all of them, and he kept them in his inventory. We didn't care because we didn't know what they did. So eventually they were like, oh, we need an empty vial. And Alton was like, don't worry, guys. I got those 3 weird potion things. I'll just drink one, and then we can use the empty vial.
And so basically, he's already down 2 gulps, and they're like, why don't you just dump it?
Just dump it out.
And it was too late at that point.
It was like,
mother's milk, and he died.
I thought he just went paralyzed. He became paralyzed.
So, essentially, he did, but there's only... I'm pretty sure when it comes to mother's milk, there's only one way of revival. I can't remember.
And we probably didn't have it.
And you didn't have it. You were way too low level, way too in the beginning. It was just fucked. The whole situation was fucked. So anyway, after that, we didn't complete it. They got to Strahd's mansion, and then...
Bradley was jumping walls.
That was about the time where our group disbanded.
And then we had to reform it.
Yeah, so that's when we brought in Richard, Michael, Bree.
The first Reformation.
I want to say there was one more person there.
Are you talking about the very beginning of...
Was Motho still in...
I think Motho was still there.
Yeah, okay. So then, I think that was around the time Tales of the Yawning Portal came out.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
No, Motho wasn't there then.
Brady was, though.
Not at the beginning. He missed the first dungeon.
I missed the first dungeon.
Okay, so it was me DMing, Bree, Michael, and Richard then. And Ben.
Yeah, Ben was there?
No, Ben didn't come to the second one. Anyway, so we did the first dungeon. Mm-hmm. And Tales of the Yawning Portal is great for beginner DM.
Oh,
it's fantastic. It's a dungeon setting, so you don't have to worry about streamlining your characters, your players. It's very straightforward. It's fun. It's new. It's refreshing.
It's a great way to learn mechanics.
Yeah, definitely. So we got through the first dungeon, and at the time I was working at Ace Hardware, and I was at lunch, and I was at a Safeway that was nearby, and we got a notification, and
hey, you suck.
Yeah, right. I'll deal with that later. Anyway, so I was at lunch, and I was standing in line, and my freshman year of high school, I had this TA, and big bearded boy. We called him Wolverine. We always shit on him. We made fun of him all the time. But I sat closest to him, and every once in a while, he'd wake up from his hungover haze and say some smarky-ass shit to me, and then he'd lay his head back down. And I was like, I like this kid. He's funny. And so I ended up adding him on Facebook. Uh-huh. Well, he ended up going off to the Army, and we weren't, close. Right. We weren't even really acquaintances, I'd say. And he went off into the Army. He came back, and I was working at Ace. I was at Safeway getting a sandwich, and this lady in front of me was taking for fucking ever. She had 6 sandwiches. The line was backed up. Safeway was slammed. There was only one person making sandwiches. Uh-huh. And so I'm standing in line. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm going to be late going back to work. And he comes in, and he stands right behind me. And I was like, dude, why does he look so familiar? And prior, we had kind of had a couple interactions on Facebook about, video games or guns or something. I can't remember. And I turned around, and I was like, hey, man, how's it going? Because I'd made the connection. I was like, oh, yeah, that's Brady. And he's like, hey, how are you? I was like, you know who I am, right? He's like, yeah. So we started talking, and we got on the topic of guns, and I was like, yeah, you should come out and shoot with me. And he was like, yeah, like just let me know. I'll get your contact information. I'll message you on Facebook, and then we'll be good to go. I was like, cool. So we went shooting, and then after that, I was like, he added me to a messenger group with him and a couple buddies that were at the when we went shooting, and we started talking, and the topic of like D&D and games and stuff came up, and I was like, yeah, you should come play with us, blah blah blah. He's like, yeah, I'd be down for that. Like that sounds fun. So then Brady had joined our group. And Brady's a very, very, he's a great guy.
Brady,
I love him to death, and he's really good at RP. He's stupid good at RP.
Brady is, to this day, one of my favorite people, just in general.
And for the people that don't know, RP is roleplay.
Right.
And, like, he had accents.
Oh, I love it.
He had the 9, man.
The dynamic between his character and my character, we ended up being, like, this dynamic duo deal.
It was beautiful.
It was fantastic.
So, oh man, so Brady, we hung out with him. He was in our group for a good minute, and so eventually I was like, we finished Tales of the Yawning Portal. It didn't end well at all because the last dungeon is Tomb of Horrors. Mitchell had come back and Bradley had come back, and we actually didn't finish Tomb until after Brady's campaign. So we took a break from Tomb, and then Brady decided he wanted to DM for us, and we were like, yes, like, please do, because he's a very, very imaginative person. And that's when my favorite character I've ever played came in.
And that's, you and I had a great dynamic in that one.
Yeah.
It was
Uthal,
Uthal, the Goliath fighter.
Yeah.
Who couldn't read.
He was, and England.
Yeah, he thought England was a city, and it was a real place.
Yes. Oh, boy. That was probably one of my favorite playthroughs of any, like, campaign we've ever done.
No, like, it's probably my favorite.
So, I explained DMing as, there's 3 different types of DMs. There's a by-the-book, everything is by-the-book type of guy.
There's your Mitchell.
There's your strictly homebrew RP type of guy.
That's Brady.
And then there's the in-between, who does RP and book stuff.
That's you.
Yeah. Brady was 100% homebrew RP.
Yeah.
And it was the funnest time I've ever had playing D&D.
It was great.
And our group dynamic was great because we had Tony, we had Bree, we had the Footstool.
The Footstool.
We had El Grotto.
Oh, El Grotto, the masked wrestler.
And we had
oh, so good.
We had Lucas's character. So by this time we had my coworker Tony, we had Bree, we had Michael Bell, and we had Lucas. And I'm pretty sure those were all the main group out of Brady's campaign.
Besides me and you.
Yeah.
Or you and I.
Yeah. And boy, did that group have a dynamic, let me tell you.
It was definitely a dynamic.
We have plenty of stories to come out of that campaign. Starting with babies falling out of the sky. My character absolutely demolishing any enemy that steps in front of him.
A dwarf being launched at a dragon with a sword.
Mock Nigerian.
Like Mach 7 trillion. A masked wrestler orc being fucked in the ass by a troglodyte.
Yeah, that was a good time. Oh, they got married.
They got married, yes.
We started a war with the elves for... Okay, don't even get me fucking started on the elves.
I wasn't going to bring it up because I didn't want to see you get so angry, but we get it. It was communication error.
On their part! It was on their part!
I know. You know what? You couldn't read anyways.
It had nothing... Oh, shit. No, you're right. Anyway, I forgot. I fucking forgot.
I think I might have just retroactively, like, invalidated his entire angry feeling about...
I think you did. I don't even think Brady realizes it either. So my character was illiterate. Story behind the elves. We were walking to a kobold encampment, and on our way there, we stumbled across some elves, and they were like, "Hey, we need your help. The kobolds are taking out our homes. And I was like, cool, that's awesome. Here's the thing. We're kind of doing something right now, so we'll get back to you as soon as our thing is done, like I promise. And they're like, cool, sounds great. That's a great plan. We go do our thing. We're walking back to where we need to go, and an arrow lands at my feet, and I pick up the I don't remember if there was a note attached or...
It was a note, yeah.
I don't remember what it said.
Something, like, mildly threatening.
Yeah, and I look up, and they're just in the trees, and they're hella salty, because guess what? Apparently they needed our help immediately, even though they agreed to the fact that we'd come back and help them. So then we started, like, a feud with the elves.
Yeah.
And at this point, we had treated our gnome like shit. So he was like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm going to go help the elves. And...
you know, it's his fault.
The footstool.
He's the footstool. It's his fault.
Love him to death.
Richard, you gotta love Richard in a very particular way.
I love Richard in every way.
I love Richard in most ways.
But yeah, that was a fantastic campaign. D&D is definitely something that has brought a lot of people that typically probably wouldn't get together.
For sure.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's
I mean,
D&D.
It's something that I'm gonna carry for the rest of my life.
I definitely want to get back into it. Get a new group.
Well, with the new campaign coming out, I want to start up a new group.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
I think it's gonna be fun.
If we find people.
You have your coworkers.
Yes. Yes, I do.
And I even like a majority of them. I don't like people.
Which ones don't you like? You could say first letter. I'll know.
I don't remember their names.
Oh. Oh, God.
So, yeah. You know, honestly, I don't think there's anybody that I particularly don't like, actually.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, no, there's... no, yeah, they're all really cool. Zoe's awesome. I actually really like her. She's a really cool person.
Yeah, she's really cool.
I mean, Bradley's gone. Like, Nick Bradley's gone, but I love
Rip
Bradley.
in peace. I love Bradley.
He was so awesome.
I miss Bradley already.
Sal has a huge forehead, but I love him anyways. I do miss Bradley already, yeah. But, who else even exists in that capacity? We'll move on.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be a topic for another day, maybe.
Shit, I mean... Don't even get me started on Magic. We'll do that when Richard's here.
You know, I don't have much to say about Magic because I don't really play it.
I would love Magic. It's one of those things where I gotta be in the mood to play Magic because it just makes me angry.
It makes you angry because you play against, like, Richard, who uses an infect deck.
No, because the thing is we both have stupid decks. It's just who can get stupider quicker.
That's fair. It's very fair.
So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
I mean, we still have on the topic board, which is, if I may add, half of a ripped piece of cardboard that came from a Halloween costume of Lieutenant Dangle.
That was a great party.
From Reno 911. It was a great party.
And you don't even like parties.
You know, yeah, that was a fun party.
That was a really good party.
I got to be Batman. I don't know why.
Oh, Batman with floppy ears?
Batman with floppy ears, yeah. That, you know, the rest of that costume was actually pretty well made. I don't know why they skipped
because
so
they're like,
hard.
fuck, we ran out of money.
Like,
it
looks like
maxed our budget.
It felt like they were just from two different costumes. Because one was decent. Like, one was really good. And then the other, like, the hood was just awful.
I'm still laughing at your floppy ears.
They're pretty funny.
That was good. That was really good.
I actually managed to look better in the costume without it, though.
Yeah. Which, weird. But
I know, so, the last thing we have on our Lieutenant Dangle to-do list, other than Lieutenant Dangle, is current events in gaming. So what is currently going on? do you think, if anything?
Aside from the PSN stuff...
The PSX.
PSX stuff, people were having problems with Treyarch and the Black Ops game because Treyarch was basically ignoring everybody. This guy came out and had posted all over the internet about how he was a playtester for Activision and he got fired. He was really upset about it, so he started leaking everything to do with Black Ops 4, future DLCs, Easter eggs that haven't been found, all this different stuff, reasons why stuff's not in the game, and it kind of put Treyarch in a position of looking like a shitty company.
Wow.
So that happened.
Well, did he make them look bad, or did he expose them and they just looked bad?
He exposed the fuck out of them.
So he exposed them and they looked bad on their own?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's bad.
It was a lot of... But it wasn't like any wrongdoings. It's just a lot of laziness off of Treyarch.
Which, I mean, if you're going to make a AAA, multiplayer-centric, no campaign having... Which it has like a half campaign.
I don't count that.
I don't count it as a full campaign.
I don't count it as a campaign.
That's fair. I could totally see that. But, no campaign having multiplayer-centric game. And then you basically ignore, major bugs. Huge issues, complaints in general about gameplay, spawning multiplayer spawning algorithms that have been bad since Black Ops 2.
Yeah. Well, that's like a big problem. I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers for zombies in particular. His name's Mr. Raffle Waffles. He had posted a video talking about how Juggernog was no longer in the game because Treyarch thought, and they had a really good point, and I do agree with it.
I haven't heard this, so it's...
They said that basically they didn't want their modes to be reliant on specific perks, because you get in a game and you're like, okay, Jug, speed, blah blah blah.
I mean, before anything, you need Jug.
Exactly, and they weren't really happy with how that was going, because it's like it's kind of a cop out, because it's like without Jug you literally can't get any further into high levels.
Right.
And so they were like, no, we don't want that. So they took Jug out, and they also took Speed Cola out, but it was supposed to be in Black Ops 4. But I think it was something along the lines of they forgot or something like that.
What, Speed
Cola? To put
Cola?
it back in. Yeah.
They forgot to put Speed Cola in their zombies.
Something along the lines of that. It was something like super lazy on Treyarch's half.
That's probably the second most important perk in general.
And that playtester dude came out and was like, yeah, they deadass just didn't put it in because they forgot or something along the lines. And everyone's just like, oof. Wow. What are you doing? As a AAA company, what the fuck are you doing? And I don't know. It was just a lot of exposing on Treyarch. And now, take everything this guy's saying with a grain of salt. You don't actually know if he was... But since then, Treyarch's kind of been backpedaling, and they're like, okay, we're hot fixing everything. So it's some pretty heavy evidence that everything he's saying is true. Now, he said he got fired because he took his lunch break at a different time than what they told him. And he was wrongly fired, which is why he's posting everything. Right. Now, we don't know that. We don't know if he was actually a decent employee. He could have been absolute garbage. We've only gotten his side of the story. Right. So everything that he's saying about the reason he's doing all this, I don't give a shit. I'm just focused on what he's saying. Right. And that's pretty much where that's been. What else? Oh. Oh, boy. Xbox is removing... disk drives. Apparently, that's a thing. I heard about that today. It's a rumor. Don't know if it's actually happening.
I hope it's just a silly rumor.
But if they actually are, Xbox, what the fuck are you doing?
What?
Not okay. Why? I totally understand the digital market. I get that.
Right.
But not only... I don't use just my disc drive, like, for games.
Right.
Like, it's a Blu-ray player, too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to watch my movies.
It's an entertainment system.
Exactly.
The Xbox One
the whole purpose of that.
System.
That was their launch, like... Yeah, they were like...
That was their whole deal. It was like, you don't just play games on it. You can surf the web, and you can watch, movies.
And now they're like, fuck you. You don't get to watch movies anymore.
Like, okay, the web sucks, sure. And now you can't watch movies, fine. But you play games.
Digitally. I'm like, oh, fuck. So, yeah, I'm sure there's more going on, but that's pretty much what I can think of and what I've kind of kept with. I don't know if you know anything on your end. Oh, well, I mean, if you want to include the new campaign for D&D coming out.
How the dicks did I not talk about Destiny 2?
Because it's not fun.
I completely disagree. How did I forget about it? There's a ton of games that I'm playing right now that I could, talk about, but how did I forget about Destiny? I've been a Destiny fanboy since the beta of the first game.
Because it's Destiny, and it's fun for the first, 3 days of launch until you do everything, and then you're like, alright, I need more content. And then they take, a month and a half to release it, and by then you're already, out of the game.
It's so much fun. For me, at least. Okay, Destiny...
I'm not about that grind fest,
We'll table Destiny for the next episode.
Alright.
Next episode... I'm writing this down on our Lieutenant Dangle to-do list. D2. So, any games that we're excited about? I have a few. It's coming out next year. That's not one of them, but I still am I'll
100% Cyberpunk. Have you seen the gameplay?
You've been telling me to see it for a month.
I guarantee you, after you watch the gameplay, it's gonna be on your list.
Well, then I'll watch it and I'll come
100%.
back. Next episode we'll know next episode.
Yes, we will.
Oh, now I have to actually do it.
Yeah.
Making promises, right? So one of yours is Cyberpunk. For me, The Division 2, because I absolutely adored The Division.
Back on that grind fest.
I don't even care. It was awesome. I loved the story. The Division was fantastic. I'm hyped for The Division 2.
Okay.
Dying Light 2, because I loved the parkour mechanics.
I played a little bit of the first one, but not a lot.
I played through the whole story. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the main character, for what he was. And I just liked how consequential everything felt. I can speak English, I swear. I love how consequential everything felt. You didn't just feel like you were going through the motions. Mm-hmm. It felt like it was sort of something that you could affect. And that's even more emphasized in the second game. But I'm not here to sell the game. Something that you're going to be not okay with or not, on board with at all, I am hyped for Anthem. I know BioWare has let us down.
I'm currently shaking my head.
I can confirm that. I know BioWare has let us down. I know Mass Effect Andromeda is something that we all just want to forget. I didn't play it, but as a Mass Effect fan, I know it's something you'd want to forget. It's like Battlefield Hardline. Mm-hmm. It's like game who must not be named.
Okay, so aside from Cyberpunk, Good and Evil 2. We haven't gotten a lot of information about it, but it looks really good. The Bethesda title, I think it's Starfield.
If it's just space Skyrim or space Fallout,
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I'll take it any day. The new Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls 6.
Last of Us Part 2. I'm so fucking excited for.
On the PS4 market.
Which is a big reason why I like having both consoles. Halo Infinite.
I don't think we know enough about it.
We don't know a whole lot about it, but through the trailers and how fucking absolutely ridiculous the internet is, we've gotten a lot of information.
That's true.
Doom Eternal. Fuck, I'm so excited for Doom.
I was never a Doom guy.
Yo, this new, I think it was 2016, you have to play that Doom.
I've heard it was fantastic.
It was so...
And I believe it.
It was so fun.
Doom was revolutionary when it came out, at first.
We've got, aside from those, what else? Kingdom Hearts.
I'm not a Kingdom Hearts fan.
I love Kingdom Hearts, and
a lot of people think it's kind of like a bloated mess of a game.
Because it is. Because the story's just everywhere,
yeah,
but it's still
I've heard
awesome.
It doesn't make sense.
Metro Exodus.
I played through both of the first two Metro games. I love them. They're fantastic. I cannot wait. My friend Dave, he read all the books. He cannot wait either. We're gonna, it's gonna be great. I'm actually excited. I forgot about that, but I'm actually excited for it.
Smash Bros comes out next month.
I'm not a Nintendo fan, but
and
I'll probably end up playing it with
supposedly Crackdown 3 comes out next year.
Crackdown 2, I didn't play, or no, I might have played the original Crackdown. But either way, it's one of like the most ridiculous game franchises.
It's like Saints Row.
Yeah, it's like Saints Row, but you're the law instead of the bad guys.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It's great. So yeah, episode 2, we'll probably...
I also want to talk more about Anthem in episode 2, because I need to defend Anthem.
We'll probably get episode 2 out by next week.
Wait, isn't it technically episode 1?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be episode 1. This is 0.
This is just it's not a test necessarily,
it's more
but
of
it's
just... Well...
It's a pilot.
Yeah, this will be the pilot.
All right.
We may have a guest, we may not.
Maybe.
We'll figure it out.
I mean, hey,
this is a...
If you can't be here when it's just us, why are you listening in the first place, man?
It's a do as you go type of thing. We'll definitely be having a lot of the people you've heard on
in our stories.
To like in some future episodes.
But besides that, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I mean, I think we got pretty much through everything.
All right. To anybody listening, thank you so much for listening. This is just a project that we've wanted to do for a long time. We're just two geeks, nerds, whatever you want to call us. That just
bored.
We're very bored. We love talking. And we would absolutely love for this to become something that we can do as, at least
just
a hobby.
Regular thing.
Yeah, like a regular thing. If we get people who want to listen to us and give us a reason to come back and do this, we will start doing this like very regularly.
Yeah. And we're very we're a pretty decent duo, but a lot of our friends are very interesting people.
There are some eccentric dudes and some chicks.
Yeah. So I mean, until then,
like we said, thank you so much for listening. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your
week, days,
morning, day, evening.
You might listen to this back to back, so
yeah, who knows? We hope you have a great rest of your listening session, and we love you. And if he doesn't, I do.
I probably love him more.
I doubt it. Anyways, goodbye.